Good evening, I'm Jeff Glor, and we're going to begin tonight with a new political landscape in Washington, one day after a summary of the Mueller report was released. The report found no collusion, but left questions of obstruction to the Attorney General. William Barr said he didn't see sufficient evidence. President Trump and many of his supporters said, "I told you so," and it's time to move on. Democrats say many questions still remain and are promising continued investigations. We have extensive coverage tonight, including when we might see the full report and what comes next, beginning with Paula Reid at the White House.
It's lasted a long time. We're glad it's over. It's 100% the way it should have been.
For the first time in 22 months, the president was not under the cloud of the Mueller investigation.
We can never let this happen to another president again. I can tell you that, and I say it very strongly. Very few people I know could have handled it.
During an Oval Office meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the president blasted those involved in the probe.
There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. Those people will certainly be looked at.
But the president did soften his criticism of special counsel Robert Mueller, whom he has long said was leading a witch hunt. Since May 2017, Mueller and his team have never responded to attacks on their work, instead focusing on issuing more than 2,800 subpoenas, executing nearly 500 search warrants, and interviewing about 500 witnesses. The special counsel charged 34 people and 3 companies with crimes, including 6 Trump associates. In his 4-page summary of the investigation, Attorney General William Barr said Mueller did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with Russia. But on the question of whether the president obstructed justice, Barr said while Mueller's report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. CBS News has learned Mueller told Barr and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein 3 weeks ago that he could not reach a conclusion on obstruction. Instead, Mueller left that decision up to Barr, who, after consulting with other justice officials, concluded that the evidence is not sufficient to establish that the president committed an obstruction of justice offense. But some say it should not have been Barr's decision to make. Former federal prosecutor Kim Whaley.
Barr made a decision. He said thumbs down, and I think he will take criticism for that because arguably that decision should have gone to the Congress.
Barr says Mueller laid out evidence on both sides of the obstruction question, and now it's up to the Attorney General how much of that information is released. The president says he's open to making the whole thing public.
Up to the Attorney General. Wouldn't bother me at all.
Okay, Paula, so the president says he's okay with it. Democrats certainly want the full report out. When should we expect to see more of the Mueller report?
Well, Jeff, it could be a while. Sources tell CBS News over the next few days, the Attorney General will be holed up with his deputy, Rod Rosenstein, and officials from the Office of Legal Counsel poring over this report to figure out what else they may be able to be release. But they cannot release certain grand jury material. There are also limits on how much information they can release about people who are not charged in a federal investigation. The White House may also have a chance to weigh in on the issue of executive privilege, trying to protect materials like the president's private conversations. Jeff?
Paula Reid on the story from the beginning. Paula, thank you.